Hello there, and welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Professor Jacob, and thank you so much for attending this lecture on Pokemon biology. Joining me here in the classroom today is, of course, my wonderful teaching assistant, Mr. Curtis. Please, say hello to everybody, Mr. Curtis.
Hello, that's me.
That is you.
That's
Excellent.
it?
So short, sweet, and to the point. That's what I'm talking about.
Listen, last week you guys...
Okay, you're ruining it. You're ruining it.
No, shut up. We don't need an explanation. We don't need an explanation.
Talking
Listen
like
to me.
a
Listen to me.
crazy person. But
No, we don't. You are crazy, and nobody wants to hear you. Okay, so shut your mouth. Just do the introduction like you're supposed to do. Just do your part, Mr. Curtis. Do your part. You had one normal intro.
He's getting higher and more old man like. We gotta cut him off. Also here in the classroom today is our trainer in training, Corbin, who is, I believe, a 10-year-old boy who just wants to learn about Pokemon. Say hello to everybody, Corbin.
Yo, what's up? What's up? Happy to be here. What's going on? See, Curtis, that's how you do an intro. Not just hi
great.
or some weird, BS.
Hi
you
is
gotta find a
fine.
happy medium.
No,
you gotta find a happy medium
fine.
between inviting and cool. And I obviously sounded very cool.
I would
Sup,
hey,
yo.
Curtis, no, stop. Mr. Curtis, you're oh, he's still getting higher and more old man like. Bring him down. All right, quick, massage his neck, Corbin.
I am not touching his neck.
Massage it, Corbin.
I don't want to.
Your grade will reflect this decision.
You can't bribe me with grades to touch my classmates. That's not allowed.
Class participation is what this is.
Are you kidding me? Are you serious?
Massage his neck.
Come here, Curtis. Is this better?
Yes.
You okay?
Much better.
Oh, it's better.
Thank you.
Great.
You're welcome.
Excellent. Hey, Mr. Curtis, great introduction, by the way.
Thank you.
10 out of 10.
I tried.
Yeah. All right. So, does anybody know what we do in this classroom? Does anybody remember? I mean, we kind of wasted a lot of time not doing it, so...
It's been 85 weeks and I'm still trying to figure out what it is we do.
Okay, well, I guess I kind of walked into that one. We learn about Pokemon here. This week, we are learning about the evolved form of Doduo, which is...
Trace.
No, not quite. Mr. Curtis, you want to take a quick stab at it?
It's actually Dodrio.
No, it's something with 3.
We talked about this last week. It's not Dugtrio, although I understand the confusion. We are learning about Dodrio. All right, we learned about Doduo last week. Now we're learning about Dodrio.
Yeah, I said Dodrio.
Yeah, so Dodrio, much like Doduo, has multiple heads. Instead of 2, it has 3 heads.
Oh.
And it's interesting, and maybe we can kind of keep this in mind when I show you Cypher. I was able to. Cypher is our Doduo from last week, in case you forgot.
Yes. You have to remind the people.
I have to remind you, Corbin, because I'm sure you forgot.
No, I didn't. Yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, it's fine. So Cypher, our Doduo, did evolve into a Dodrio, so I'm gonna bring him out here in a little bit. But it is said that Dodrio's 3 heads both represent joy, sorrow, and anger. So we can kind of try to figure out which of Dodrio's heads represent which.
The Holy Trinity, if you will.
Yeah, all 3 emotions that we have, which are joy, sorrow, and anger.
That's it. That's the only 3, basically.
I get joy and sorrow a lot. I don't get angry very often, Professor.
I think you do.
Curtis, you got angry not even 4 minutes ago. Okay.
Well,
yeah, Mr. Curtis's 3 emotions are joy, sorrow, and sleep.
That's true.
I think it's a state of being. That's not an emotion.
It is when you're Mr. Curtis.
No, that's true.
Okay.
That's
all
fair.
right. All right. Let's go ahead. Let's bring Dodrio out here. Let's not waste any more time.
Okay.
And see if we can identify which head is which. All right. Here we go.
Whoa.
Cypher.
Okay. First of all, this looks a lot cooler.
It's not Scyther.
Yeah.
What?
He's saying Scyther for some reason.
No, I said Cypher. Give me a high five.
Oh, okay.
There, you can't give it a high five. There's no hand.
Can't smack me with his foot.
Okay, well, let's see if he does it.
Be careful. It might leave a 4-inch deep footprint on your arm.
Ooh, not good.
That's true. You know, it looks a lot cooler than Doduo. Got a bit better of a look to it.
Okay, well, explain that. Explain specifically what you're looking at here.
Let's
that you
see.
Think is
So
cooler.
we have. Let's count them. Let's get up close. Let's count them. We got one.
Don't get too close.
I'm not gonna. I'm fine.
And that
We
might
got
give you a
one
peck.
head. We got 2 heads, and we got 3. Now this one, I'm pretty sure is the sorrow one because I see a teardrop in its eye. It's okay, buddy.
That's so sad.
Now I'm torn between which one is joy and which one's anger. They both look a little bit hyped up.
Okay.
Yeah, that one's anger. So
Ooh,
that
one got you. I know it is. It kind of looks like it's laughing now. So that one might be joy.
I think that one. Okay, yeah. So that one, the one that pecked me was joy, and that middle one is anger.
Okay.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we're good. All right, got it.
So
Got it figured out.
all right. So it has 3 heads. Anything else different here about Dodrio? Anything else that stands out?
It has a tail. It's got a tail.
It does. Yes, it does.
A little
have
bit of
nice tail.
plumage there. 3 pink long feathers.
Now, do you think that this tail will help it run faster?
I think it'll help it fly faster.
Oh, okay. Well, it doesn't fly. Much like Doduo, it doesn't have wings, so it can't really get up there in the air for flying. Jumping, however, it can jump pretty high. So maybe
okay.
that's what the tail is for.
Maybe. I'm sure we'll learn a little bit about it in the Pokédex entries.
I think there's several entries that focus on the tail.
Ooh,
I'm
fun,
kidding.
fun.
I'm kidding. They don't.
Oh,
They
don't
do that.
tease me.
In
Oh.
addition to the tail, yes, go ahead.
I was gonna say this. It also has plumage up top. It's got like these
Plumage
long
up
black
top.
feathers on its head.
Yes, it does. It does have the. Each head has 2 black feathers on top. Very good. It also has black feathers around its legs, which I don't think Doduo had.
No, it did not.
Its eyes, Mr. Curtis. You might enjoy that its eyes are not horrible dark abysses anymore. Now they're like
that's good.
actual eyes.
They don't look like doll's eyes, all black
No,
and lifeless anymore.
lifeless.
They actually have white in them now. Yeah.
All right, guys. I want you to look at Dodrio's feet. Do you notice anything different?
I think there's another appendage on the back.
Kinda.
No, they had 4 toes last time.
They did, but its 4 toes were all in the front. One of the toes seems to have migrated its way to
for
the back
climbing
of the
purposes, maybe. Hanging on trees, perhaps.
maybe it just gives it better grip onto the ground.
Sure.
So go ahead, give it a pet. It's fine. Just do not take your eyes off any of its heads. All right, that's how it gets you.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. I will try
give it a
again
pet.
to pet.
Hey, Corbin, what's that on your pants?
I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that. I'm not falling for that. I'm still looking at it. I'm
Very
still
good. You're right.
I'm still
You're right.
looking at it.
It's on your shoes, not on your pants.
Yeah.
Right. I'm not falling for that. You can't get me to look away. I'm petting it. I'm having fun. We're having a good time. Okay. But Curtis, what are you doing? Oh, God. Oh. I think that one was the anger one that time.
That one was the angry one. It got pretty good there. Okay. I think that's enough student damage for one day. Let's go ahead and put Cypher back into the Pokeball. Say goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye, Cypher.
Now I feel sorrow and sadness.
All right. You know what helps me when I'm sad? Reading Pokedex entries. Yes, you guessed it. Exactly correct. So let's go ahead and start reading them, and we'll start in the Kanto region. The first one says, it uses its 3 brains to execute complex plans. While 2 heads sleep, 1 head stays awake.
Oh.
Which head, by the way, guys, which head do you think was the head that wasn't there before?
So wait, hold on. One of them still stays awake. It's the whole sleeping thing again, right? You said?
Yes.
I think it's the mad one.
You think the mad one is the
new one,
the third child?
Yeah, I think he's mad because he's new and he doesn't understand.
He doesn't understand.
He doesn't have the same connection that the other 2
Or
do.
it could be the sorrow one because he's sad that he missed out on the other 2 are bonded and he's not. He's the new head and he's sad about it.
Yeah.
That's an option too.
That's a good option.
Okay, all right. The next entry here says one of Doduo's 2 heads splits to form a unique species. It runs close to Hey guys, how fast do you think this one runs?
65 miles an hour.
The last one ran over 60, so I'm going to say
Yes.
at least 100.
Okay, all right. The correct answer is 40 miles per hour. So this
And
one's actually slower.
Oh, that's not an evolutionary advancement.
So that tail probably slows it down. The third head also, maybe it throws off its balance a little bit.
Maybe.
And it can't quite balance as well.
Also, the third head didn't just pop up. It split from the other two.
It split from one of the other two.
Well, which emotion can be split from the other two, I guess?
Joy and sorrow, I think, are pretty two sides of the same coin. So I could see that those splitting apart.
Maybe, but I could also see anger being derived from joy because they're both, excitable emotions.
I guess I could also see that. And then anger and sorrow are both kind of negative emotions. So I could see
yeah.
Well, really, there's no way to tell.
There's no way to know.
tell.
A question for the scholars.
You could wrap.
Yeah, I could. What's up, Dodrio?
No, stop. No.
No,
You could
no, Corbin.
wrap a small piece of like a thin piece of paper around one of the Doduo's heads, right? And then one of Doduo's heads, and then as it evolves, you can see if the wrap thing is still intact.
Okay.
Then it was the other head that split, but if it's torn, then it's the
Or you could chop one head off, and then the other one that splits, okay, that's the one that split.
No, stop. We're not chopping off heads of Pokemon.
Sorry, I've been in this class way too long. I think Mr.
Yeah, you
Curtis's
really have.
homicidal tendencies are rubbing off on me. I'm sorry.
I'm not. Everything I do is in the name of science.
No, it's not.
It's in the name of Curtis and the Night Brood Mother.
Yes.
Yeah, if I remember correctly. All right, the last entry here from the Kanto region says, the three heads express joy, sorrow, and anger as they plan strategy together. When it sleeps, one head remains awake.
I bet Dodrio would suck to play like chess with.
Yeah, I bet it would crush if it could understand, the rules of chess, which I don't think it could.
Yeah, I guess you're right. Never mind.
That's really a human's game, if you ask me. And I bet Alakazam could do it.
I was gonna say, I bet Alakazam, maybe a Kadabra could mess around with that.
Kadabra could do it, yeah.
Sure.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to the Johto region. It collects data and plans 3 times as wisely, but it may think too much and become immobilized.
Oh. I mean,
so
I get that. For me personally, I know I have one brain, but I've been told I have the brain power of 3, kind of like Dodrio, and then when I think too much, it just exhausts me.
Sorry, you have the brain. Do you say you have the brain power of Dodrio? Is that what you said?
No, I've been told that I'm special and that I have the brain power of 3 children, 3 little boys, and I've been told that it's a gift, but it's a curse at the same time because it's so much brain power that it confuses me.
It is not true. It's absolutely not true.
So what I'm trying to say is I empathize with Dodrio. A lot of brain power, and it can sometimes backfire. It can be my curse.
True. Yes, you think of so many good plans at once, you get paralyzed trying to choose which one to use.
Yeah.
Because I actually people say that I have the brain power of a Quadro. Which is like a Dodrio, but it has 4 heads.
Wow, okay. I didn't know that was a thing.
People say that all the time. In fact, I want them to stop saying it, but they just won't.
Yeah, no, you don't see anybody. You don't have any friends.
And that's also true. So maybe it's the voices than one of my 4 brains. All right, let's move on. If one of the heads gets to eat, the others will be satisfied too, and they will stop squabbling. So I guess they were squabbling beforehand. Nothing here says that they were, so I don't know why how we would have known that, but I guess we can infer that it was squabbling beforehand.
Okay.
All right, and the next entry here says an enemy. Oh, and by the way, that kind of says to me that there's one stomach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if one head eats, the others are satisfied. So I think, I think all 3 heads go to one place.
Yeah, and there's only one of each of the things in the body.
Yeah.
Well, not necessarily. We'll find out a little bit more going forward. Okay, so the next entry says an enemy that takes its eyes off of any of the 3 heads, even for a second, will get pecked severely.
Yeah, I can testify. It's already starting to bruise really bad on my left eye.
Honestly, I think you got off pretty well with just a bruise.
Yeah.
You could have lost that eye, kid.
Yeah, if I had turned my head a little bit more, I think I would have lost an eye, honestly. So
dangerous.
Curtis, did you think that you sneezing with your mouth open today would have been the cause of me almost losing an eye?
No, I did not. I am sorry about the stain I left on your pants, though.
Wait, what? Oh, you
Wait,
made me look again.
Got him. Wow, excellent job.
High five, Professor.
No. All right. So let's move on to the Hoenn region. The first one says, watch out. If Dodrio's 3 heads are looking in 3 separate directions, it's a sure sign that it is on its guard. Don't go near this Pokemon if it's being wary.
No.
It may decide to peck you.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
Do not do it.
All right. This next one here is going to kind of answer the question about body parts, Mr. Curtis. Mm-hmm. It says,
that
apparently...
there's one of each in each of the body. Yes.
Apparently... So I guess it's not confirmed. I don't know. Apparently, the heads aren't the only parts of Dodrio. The only parts of the body that Dodrio has 3 of.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer.
It has 3 sets of hearts and lungs as well.
Mm-hmm. Look
so
at
it's
that.
capable of running long distances without rest. So
there are
3
6,
hearts.
There are 6 lungs in that little body?
Well, it says 3 sets of hearts and lungs. So I guess, sets of lungs. So yeah, I guess so.
So can we assume now that Doduo had 2 of everything then?
I think, 2 hearts and 2 lungs, 1 stomach.
Are you sure?
I think so, because when one of the heads eats, the rest becomes satisfied. I don't think that would happen if there was only 1 stomach.
Okay, that's fair.
Yeah. And honestly, I don't know what the benefit of having 3 hearts. I guess the 3 hearts and lungs is so it can run farther. I guess that's the point of that.
Yeah.
It answered it in the entry. God, Jake, come on, Professor Jacobs, trust the entries. Trust the entries.
Oh,
trust them.
Bless you, Corbin.
Who is sneezing with their mouth open right now?
I told you, Mr. Curtis is rubbing off on me.
Again,
okay?
When you sneeze, make sure you close your mouth and try as hard as you can to keep the sneeze inside.
That's not healthy.
No, I want to see your eyes bug out of your head as you're trying to keep the sneeze.
No, my eye's already injured from the Dodrio, okay? Let me sneeze in peace.
All right, fine. All right, so the last entry here... there's 2 more entries. The next one says, a peculiar Pokemon species with 3 heads. It vigorously races across grassy plains, even in arid seasons with little rainfall.
Okay.
Yeah, great. And the last one here from the Hoenn region says, an odd species that is rarely found. The 3 heads respectively represent joy, sadness, and anger.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
Fair enough. We know that. We know that.
That's 1 Pokedex entry if I've seen one.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I mean, it's all kind of stuff that we've already seen. Moving on to the Sinnoh region. The first one here, the only one here, says, when Doduo evolves into this odd breed, one of its heads splits into 2. It runs at nearly 40 miles per hour.
Psh, it's practically a walk.
I mean, comparatively, from some of the Pokemon that we've seen.
Sure, yeah, of course.
It's kind of slow. Okay, so that does it for the Sinnoh region, and does it for the Unova, Kalos, Alola, and Galar regions. No entries there. Yeah. However, we do have one from the Lentil region.
The who?
Every time. The what? It's the Lentil region.
I just try to forget about it because it doesn't sound like a real place. I feel like you're just making it up.
No, it's a series of islands, not really inhabited by people that much, but there are, I guess it has a small population, but primarily there's a professor there doing excellent research. Professor Mirror, I believe, is his name. Anyways, so the entry here that he has is, Dodrio can speed through the entire nature park before you know it. It can jump so high. Nature Park is a place in Lentil Island, Lentil region, I believe.
Okay.
It can jump so high with its powerful legs, it may as well be flying.
Oh, okay.
So it can jump really high. I wonder if it can jump as high as a Ponyta.
I mean, that's not confirmed.
I don't think so.
Yeah, not many things can.
God, what a gifted creature.
It's okay.
Can we talk about Ponyta again?
No, no, we can't talk about Ponyta because we can only move forward. Can't think of the past. Only gotta keep going forward.
That's right.
Like a Dodrio running across the plane at a measly 40 miles per hour. All right, we do also have some unique entries here. That does it for the regional entries. The two. Okay. Oh, this is interesting.
What happened?
So we have one unique entry here from Ash's Pokedex. That's pretty normal. On this list here, and I'm not sure if it really counts, it's from a Dr. Proctor's medical chart.
Wait, what?
I'm sorry, what now? Who?
This quote-unquote entry comes from Dr. Proctor's medical chart, which I assume he took from a Pokedex.
Dr. Proctor. Now, why does that sound like a fake kid's dentist?
It definitely doesn't sound like a real doctor. But I guess
It's like somebody that got caught pretending to be a doctor. They're like, oh yeah, well, what's your name? Doctor? I'm Dr. Proctor. Yeah. Doesn't sound real doctor. He's a real doctor, a well-respected doctor. All right. All right, so let's read Ash's Pokedex first. It says, Dodrio, a 3-headed bird Pokemon that can run faster than it can fly. Which isn't saying much because it can't fly at all. Its 3 heads represents... it didn't... I added that it's not saying much part. That was me. I just want to be clear so everybody knows. Its 3 heads represent joy, sorrow, and anger. Right.
Yes. All right, and let's see what good old Dr. Proctor has to say.
Come on, Doc, don't let me down. This is your first entry. Let's hear it.
Yep, get ready. It's a doozy. Dodrio, a triple bird Pokemon. Its 3 heads represent joy, sorrow, and anger.
Oh.
And that's it. That's all the good doctor could bring to us.
Proctor, you're just taking everybody else's work. What kind of doctor does that?
Hardly even trying. How does that help you medically? How does that what medical benefit are you going to get from that explanation?
You know, I was actually able on my my Rotom laptop able to pull up a picture of Dr. Proctor, and I got to tell you, he's a very handsome man.
When I think of generic man, this is the face that pops up.
Yes. He's a good-looking generic man.
I hear he's quite a Casanova too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Beautiful man.
Okay. All right. So maybe we can get.
He doesn't have to. Look, he doesn't have to get by on his good doctor skills. He's just pretty. All he uses is a pretty face. Okay.
Yeah, I've heard he is kind of lazy too. But that's fine. Maybe we can get Dr. Proctor in the class at some point.
Oh my God, I would love it. Please, Proctor.
Hear his insight on other Pokemon.
Proctor, if you're listening, please come on to our class.
Okay, all right. So that does it for all of the Pokedex entries. So now it's time for me to, figure out how much you guys retained. And I think we're gonna get a little bit experimental,
a little bit freaky today.
Okay,
a little bit.
Settle down.
We're gonna try something new here in the classroom. So I would like to hold a mock debate in the class. All right. So I'm going to give you guys 2 opposing viewpoints, and I'm going to want you to debate your side of that viewpoint.
Okay.
I have a rubric here, and I would like to read it out loud so you know what to kind of think about, and then I'm going to give you what the structure of this debate is going to be like. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So the rubric is so first of all, you must include information that we learned in class. That's first and foremost.
Okay.
Second, you must demonstrate an understanding of the Pokemon's unique attributes and abilities. And by Pokemon, I mean the Pokemon that we learned about. In this case, Dodrio.
Right.
Number 3, you must build your argument around proven facts about the topic Pokemon. You can't just make up random information like, Dodrio can move its legs so fast that it can generate fire. You can't say that. That's not a proven fact.
That would be cool, though. That would be really cool.
No, it's not.
But it's not
true.
in the Pokédex, so I can't. I mean,
exactly.
I have seen some Dodrio legs catch on fire. It happens.
Okay, I don't believe you, but okay. And number 4, and this is the last one, you must respond to at least one of your opponent's arguments with a legitimate counter-argument, all right?
Okay.
And that's going to kind of be folded into the structure of the debate, which is as follows. It's going to go, the person 1, I'm going to say Corbin is person 1, okay?
Okay, sure. I usually am.
Corbin is going to give an opening statement, right? And this is going to be your main argument.
Okay.
Mr. Curtis is going to follow with his opening statement. And then after his opening statement, Mr. Curtis is going to respond to Corbin's opening statement by giving some counterpoints there. Then it's going to go back to Corbin. He's going to give his response to Mr. Curtis's opening statement and response to
a rebuttal, if you will.
A rebuttal, exactly. And then after giving this response rebuttal, Corbin is going to give his closing statement, and then after that, Mr. Curtis is going to give his closing statement. All right?
Okay. Sure. I think that makes sense.
We're gonna break right now. We're gonna have you guys, write your debates, and then when it comes in, I'll be the moderator, and we'll get the debate going.
Okay. All right. Sounds good. What's my topic? What am I defending?
Oh, jeez. Oh, goodness. Wow. It's really hard to make a debate argument when you don't know what your topic is. All right. So I want to keep it very simple, very straightforward, very vague, so you can have a lot of room to grow here in this debate. Okay. So, Corbin.
Yes.
Your main argument or your topic is I want you to debate that Dodrio is a good flying type Pokemon. All right.
Okay.
That's yours, Mr. Curtis. You're on the other side of that.
Yes. Yes. I'm over here.
I want you to debate that Dodrio is a bad flying type Pokemon. Okay. All right. So we have our topics. Take all the time that you need. I'm here. I'm here for as long as you need me to be here.
Sure.
All right.
Of course.
And then we're gonna have a good old classroom debate.
I feel like you put me in a little bit of a disadvantage here for our first debate. I'm not really appreciating that, but I'll do my best.
That's hardly fair. Every Pokemon has their upside and downside.
But I will use my really, really good brain solving 3 brain skills to come up with a conclusion like a Dodrio would.
Use that energy. Whew. Okay. All right. So, we're ready. We're ready to have the debate now. You students at home, you weren't subjected to the entire time that Corbin and Mr. Curtis were writing their debates. It's several hours later from when we first started. But I think we're all ready, right? We're all ready for this debate.
Let's do it.
Okay. So I am going to be the moderator. All right. So, all right. So today we are debating on whether or not Dodrio is a good or bad flying type Pokemon. Here we have our young trainer in training, Corbin, who's going to be defending that Dodrio is a good flying type Pokemon.
That's right.
And we have here on the other side, Mr. Curtis is going to be defending the point that Dodrio is a bad flying type Pokemon. All right. So, without further ado, let's open up the floor to Corbin, who will give us his opening statement and his main argument. Go ahead, Corbin.
What is a flying type Pokemon? What does it mean to you? What does it mean to any of us? A flying type Pokemon is, it doesn't matter how long it's in the air, okay? It matters what it can do while it's in the air. We know that Dodrio is fast and it can run very, very quickly. And we know that it could jump pretty darn well with those skinny little legs. Now, what is it about flying type Pokemon that make them so special? I'll tell you, it's some of their attacks. What better attack, or one of the better attacks for flying type Pokemon is there than Peck? Dodrio has 3 GD beaks, and it can use all of them very, very quickly, okay? All of it. One unified Peck with all 3 beaks. Now, let me ask you something. If Dodrio is running at a whopping 40 miles an hour, that's like a really tricked out golf cart, and it's running very, very fast, and it jumps high in the air, and it soars down from a reasonable height onto its opponent with all 3 beaks fully ready to go and stabbing its victim, What better flying type Pokemon do you have? Because I mean, like, Peck is a flying type move, and in order to be an efficient flying type Pokemon, you need to be able to be in the air and attack from the air. Dodrio can attack from the air very, very efficiently. Boom.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much, Corbin. Excellent opening statement.
You're welcome.
Now I would like to open up the floor to Mr. Curtis to give us his opening statement and his main arguments, and also to allow him to respond.
Okay.
To Corbin's opening statement.
Opening statement first, Mr. Curtis.
Yes. Yeah, I'm sure he understands.
No, he got it. I'm just making sure he knows.
All right. Sorry.
I'm sorry. Are you still writing your answer?
No.
Curtis?
I was just writing some notes from Corgan's argument so I could.
Who's Corgan?
Them after I give my opening statement.
Corgan, huh?
I've heard he has great organs.
Okay. Yep. Professor Jacob, classmates, Corbin. First of all, let me say thank you for being here.
I had to.
I have
don't try to butter up the judge here, Mr. Curtis. Bad form.
Get on with it.
I have one question. What is a flying type?
Oh, okay. Very similar. Maybe I should put in the rubric. Don't try to say what is blank.
What is a flying type?
I don't know. Tell me, because I think your answer is going to be very different.
I just told you. It's going
to be different from what Corbin said.
Excuse me. This is my opening statement. Okay. Excuse me. No interruptions here. If I asked, what does it mean to fly? I'll tell you. The Wedgehurst English Dictionary has this to say.
Sorry. Go ahead.
To move through the air using wings. Something this fraud cannot do. I rest my case.
Wow.
Now,
that's all he needs.
Here's my response to Corbin's opening statement. Corbin would have you believe that just being able to go in the air or being able to use a flying type move makes you a flying type. Well, let me give you a list of Pokemon that can jump in the air and use Peck. Seaking. Maractus. Pinchurin.
Well, Maractus can't really jump in the air, I wouldn't say.
I would say so. I
don't think
Maractus,
so. Doesn't have roots.
Maractus jump and dance all the time. That's one of the things they're known for. Pinchurin.
So. Sorry.
Now, Pinchurin doesn't really jump in the air, but it does know Peck. And none of these Pokemon are flying. I don't think anyone would argue any of these types have any remote closeness to flying.
Okay.
There you go. All right.
Okay. All right. Excellent. You followed the assignment very well there, Mr. Curtis. All right. So let's go ahead and move on to Corbin. Corbin's going to give us his response to Mr. Curtis's opening statements and a rebuttal or a counter argument to Mr. Curtis's responses, and then he's also going to give us his closing statement.
Okay. Curtis, that was a stupid argument, okay? You hear me?
Okay, please refrain from insulting the...
I made a compelling, great intro, and then you just come in here and you crap on it, okay? It's mean.
You're just jealous because you and I
I think that you don't know
Mr. Curtis,
anything.
Mr. Curtis, this is Corbin's time. This is Corbin's time.
There's the anger. He said he never gets angry.
It's all Sinnoh Region's fault.
That's his angry head. He said he never gets angry. He's getting angry. I see it.
Sorry.
That is true. He does get angry.
Everybody says I'm the best.
No one says that. You say that in the mirror.
Corbin, please continue. Please continue, Corbin.
I think you are wrong. And
okay.
I know you are. Because we know that Dodrio has wings. It is capable of flight. We know this. It's not great at it. It's a better runner than it is a flyer, but it can fly. Is its efficiency determined? We're not talking about how good it is at flying. We're talking about how good of a flying type Pokemon it is. It is a flying Pokemon. It can fly, not very well, but it's a good flying type because with its 3 heads, it utilizes a power, or an ability, a move, Peck, with 3 times as much of an effect. You have 3 heads there doing 3 times the amount of damage, okay? So it is a flying Pokemon. It is capable of flight, and it is quick, and it is powerful with its 3 heads. Okay? So, while those other Pokemon might be able to jump in the air and might be able to use Peck, they are not flying type Pokemon because you're right, they cannot fly. Okay? They can't fly. Dodrio can fly. It's not very good at it, but it can pack a hell of a punch with Peck, thus making it a good flying type Pokemon. It's a good fighter. I rest my case.
Is that your closing statement as well?
That's both. I'm going to lock it in. It's both.
That's right.
Okay.
Both of them.
All right. Okay, let's move on to Mr. Curtis. He's going to give us his closing statement, and then that will be the end of the debate.
Okay. All right. Well, let me drop a truth bomb on you, Corbin.
No.
It doesn't have wings, and it can't fly. None of the Pokedex entries that we discussed today mention anything about it having wings or being able to fly.
I don't know.
And you know what? Having multiple heads, multiple beaks to peck you with, well, Pinchurin that I just mentioned, it's got a lot of pins, okay? It's got at least 6, okay? That's twice as much as Dodrio. Still not a flying type. Finally, I will say this. This Pokemon is swift. It can run at least 40 miles per hour. And it even has 3 sets of hearts and lungs to make this happen. But does that make you a flying type? No. I would argue, based off of our class history, that running really fast makes you more likely to be a fire type than anything else. Thank you.
Okay, now you're just making stuff up. No. You're not welcome because you're
No,
wrong.
that's
Corbin,
done. That was
Corbin,
the end of my
you're
closing.
wrong.
Corbin, that is his closing. It is my turn. It is my turn to talk.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Thank you.
Excellent. Excellent job to the both of you. I think this is a great trial for our debate series. I'm sure we
Okay.
will continue this in the future. I think both of our debaters here did an excellent job. I do want to clear up a couple of things. First of all, Dodrio does not have wings. That is true. It does not have wings.
Okay. But it can fly.
However, Corbin is right. It can fly.
So you were wrong.
It can learn the move fly. How does it fly? Beyond me. I don't know how it does. I assume it moves its legs really, really quick.
Okay. I will submit that, okay, it can learn the move fly. Sure. But it doesn't have wings, and that was a big core part of your argument, Corbin.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you know what? I was wrong there, and Curtis, you were wrong saying that it can't fly. It can fly.
Your core argument, Mr. Curtis, was that it can't fly, and therefore it's not a flying type Pokemon.
Right. It can. So you're wrong, and I'm right. It can fly.
No. There is no wrong and right. All right. Okay. So there's just is. That we're gonna have to leave for the other students at home to decide.
Oh my god!
I mean,
they can. I'm not going to say here who I think quote unquote won the debate. You can use Mr. Curtis's and Mr. Corbin's. Sorry, not Mr. Corbin, just Corbin's topics here that they have brought to you, and you can make your own decision. All I can do is a grade on how well you stuck to my rubric. And I think for an entry debate, you guys did an excellent job. And I think it really made you think a lot about Dodrio, which is, of course, the main goal of the...
Wait, how are fellow students going to tell us who they think won?
Well, very, very good question. Before I tell you that, first I want to ask to see if you guys know who we're going to be talking about next week.
Quadrio.
Beat me to it. That's what
Good jokes, everybody. Very funny. No, we're not learning about Quadrio.
Who is it?
We're done with the Doduo, Dodrio line. We're moving on to a completely different Pokemon. And by completely different, I do mean completely different.
Who is it?
Who is it? Oh, I'm glad you asked. You know what? I'll tell you guys. You've never asked me before, so you didn't know that. I'll just tell you if you ask me.
Oh,
who is it?
We're learning about Seal.
Who?
Oh.
Seal. This one.
The rapper? The artist?
No, a Pokemon actually.
It's like the letter, like what you do with the letter, like the seal of a letter, like that.
No, we don't. No, SEEL. Seal.
Oh, okay,
Yes.
okay, cool.
All right.
Yeah, and so we'll talk a little bit more about that next time. It is kind of a forgotten Pokemon sometimes, unfortunately. But we'll see. We'll see what Seal has. We'll see what Seal has to offer.
Shut up.
All right, but that does it for today's lesson. To answer Corbin's question was where you can send in who you think won the debate, or any questions you or comments that you might have. Feel free to send them to our Gengar mail or Gmail, which is wwopokemon@gmail.com. If you don't have a Gengar mail, that is perfectly fine. You can also find us on the Flying Pokemon Themed Network site at WWO.
You know, some would say that flying themed Pokemon icon is a Dodrio. You know what I'm saying?
It's not, but I don't know. It's up to you. And again, the debate wasn't to determine whether or not Dodrio was a flying type. It is a flying type.
I have never wanted people to email us or message us more than now, because I really want to know what other students think of who won this. I really want to know.
The debate was to determine if it was a good or bad flying type.
It's
great.
Is
a flying type.
It's great.
It's a bad flying type.
No, it's good.
It doesn't meet the Wedgehurst English Dictionary of flying.
It can fly, but
which
your
is
whole
to
argument
move
is
through the
wrong.
air using wings.
Your
whole
whole argument is wrong. It can fly.
It can use the move fly. That doesn't mean it can fly.
Well, if you follow that definition,
it can fly.
Anyways, we can go on like this. We can go.
That
on
definition
like this
is
for
wrong,
a
though, because there are Pokemon that can float and fly,
Corbin,
and they don't have wings.
Corbin, everybody sit back down. Everybody sit back down, please.
God.
It does, Corbin. Don't make me come over there.
Right, let me send off the class. Okay, guys, hey, that does it for today's class. All right. So until next time, class is dismissed.
I'm gonna fly across this table and punch you in the throat, Mr. Curtis. That's what I'm gonna do.
Corbin,
you want to think I can't fly?
Wings, so you're not flying,
you want to
Corbin?
see? I'll flap my little pretty little wings and I'll smack you right across
come over
your
here,
stupid
and I'll
face.
show you how real
that's
person
too far.
pets, and I don't even know.
Welcome to the World of Pokemon is a part of the Pokecasters Network.